Be honest, have you ever wondered what would happen if a man and a woman were to engage in an MMA bout? Well, find out as we take a look at the 5 most shocking intergender MMA fights ever. Alexandra Pistoletov vs Sasha Mamaha. Over the years, Russia has produced some of the greatest MMA fighters to ever walk this planet. The likes of Khabib Nurmagomedov, Fedor Emelianenko, Khamzat Chimaev, and the list goes on. But you know what else Russia has contributed to the sport? Weird experiments that range from 5-on-5 rumbles to, you guessed it, intergender MMA fights. One such bizarre instance of an intergender matchup saw 50-year-old Alexander Pistoletov, who is apparently a singer and porn star, face female vlogger Sasha Mamaha under the Epic Fight Championship banner. Take note, neither competitor has any basic MMA training, which makes the contest that much worse. Adding to the craziness, a fan jumped into the cage and tried to get involved in the action while the fighters were tangled up on the ground. Thankfully, the referee and security personnel were able to restrain the fan from doing any damage. Pistoletov ultimately submitted Mamaha, but then decided to continue on with a 4th round. What? Anyway, a 4th round ensued and a decision was read afterwards. The judge awarded the win to Mamaha, who had already tapped out earlier in the fight. Piotr Lazowski vs Yulia Shakach. Poland's MMA VIP got the attention of the international MMA community with a couple fights they marketed as a freak show contest, but not in a good way. In October 2021, the promotion sanctioned 2 intergender matches on one of their cards. One of the fights saw Piotr Lazowski face Yulia Shakach. As one would expect, the bout turned out to be horrific. Lazowski exploited his strength advantage and took Shakach with a judo-style takedown. At that point, Lazowski was able to transition into a full mount and unleash a barrage of strikes on his grounded opponent. Fortunately, the referee promptly waved off the contest and awarded the win to Lazowski. The other bout featured Michael Zibowowicz going up against Victoria Domzalska. Unsurprisingly, Zibowowicz also won the bout with ease when Domzalska failed to defend herself from punches in the first round. The stunt caused an uproar among MMA fans, who thrashed the promotion for allowing such lopsided matchups to take place under their watch. The outrage caused the International Mixed Martial Arts Federation, IMMAF, to make a statement, condemning the promotion and the concept of intergender fighting altogether. Darina Masjuk vs 529-pound man. As an MMA fan, you probably heard the phrase weight classes exist for a reason countless times. However, a Russian promotion called Our Business wanted to disprove that notion. They did it in the weirdest way imaginable. That's by having women's bantamweight competitor Darina Masjuk take on 529-pound behemoth Grigory Kristokov. However, the fight was more performance than competition, as it was apparently staged to provide comedic entertainment. The finish saw Masjuk land a questionable knockout punch that sent her opponent to the ground. She followed up with a few more ground strikes before the official called for the stoppage. All things considered, this contest was the most acceptable fight on this list, as no competitor really got hurt for real. Because if this was a real fight, things could have been really ugly. Alexandra Stepanova vs Grigory Kristokov. Our boy Grigory Kristokov is back with another intergender match. This time though, he wasn't playing around, he came to fight for real. Kristokov seemingly wanted to avenge his fake loss by legitimately brutalizing a woman. The fight, which was promoted by Epic Fighting Championship, yes, those guys again, left fans with a feeling of unease as the 529-pound man repeatedly teed off on his opponent, Alexandra Stepanova. Stepanova spent the majority of the fight trying to escape from being pressed against the cage by her substantially larger counterpart. She occasionally broke free and landed a few shots of her own, but Kristokov absorbed them without a problem. By the end of the bout, the damage was apparent on Stepanov's face. The judges awarded Kristokov the win after he successfully pinned Stepanova against the fence multiple times. But if we're being honest, we can all agree that no one really won here. Grandpa and grandson vs Yulia Mishko. If you think you've seen it all after those 4 entries, think again. As far as weird MMA intergender matches go, this next fight takes the title. In February 2022, a 75-year-old man and his 18-year-old grandson took on a female fighter in quite possibly the most bizarre MMA bout in history. You guessed it, this bout took place under Epic Fighting Championship. The grandfather-grandson duo of Vladimir Spartak and Big Igabob faced a 286-pound woman named Yulia Mishko in a WWE-style handicap match. Strength in numbers is the mantra of 5-time NBA world champions, the Golden State Warriors. However, that did not prove to be the case in this fight, as the lone woman handled the 2 men with relative ease. The pair didn't use their extra person advantage though, and both ended up being clocked badly and sent to the deck by Mishko. The younger Igabov received the worst beating of the encounter when Mishko unloaded a series of grounded pound strikes on him. Despite the obvious one-sided beatdown, the bout has ruled a draw, which makes one believe that Epic Fighting Championship is allergic to logic. And that will do it for today's video. As always, like and share if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to follow Sportskeeda MMA on all of our social media platforms.